Oh, right, so there we go. Global variables are bad. The next one that will, when I have the video ready, will be part 2, which is go-tos are evil. And but you can listen, as I said, to the podcasts as well on your favourite podcast platform. Right. Where was I? Hello. Fancy meeting you here, Garcia. Map fling. Oh, this is getting crazy. Map fling. I saved it. But it didn't. Oh right, no, this one, map 2. There we go. That's better. I think you're still not red. Edit the map. Hey. All right. So, continuing with my refactoring. So FIVM was because, right, the thing is empty. I have to look at fivm.cpp and then figure out how to get the class definition in here. That's FIVM execution. Now, thanks. I only listened to it again when I was preparing the video, and I kind of, there are certain places where I could argue against myself a little bit in the way I presented it, but considering that it was all done, as it was done in one take, on a whim. That's why the audio is not so great on that one. But there you go. I think this something has been brewing for a long time. I did add a little bit of reverb. Yes, actually on that one, no, I didn't add reverb. It was because it was in a room. You can hear the room I was in. So I didn't. What I did try to do was reduce, get some noise reduction. Most of the podcasts that I do, they're in a single take. Sometimes I do some edits when, I try to avoid them as much as possible. And sometimes I have to stop because of practicality. So I think there are some chapters that you can hear. In fact, there was a They may have actually been continued on a different day, but that one was a single take. I'm actually wanting to do another one. So what were the topics though? I don't remember. I've been meaning to make a list of them. So 1, we had that. 2, 3. I'm not sure. 3. 3. I have to hear it on my iPad. I think I've got the files ready. But 2 is go-tos are evil. 3, because I need to start thinking about the next one. Number 3. T-Mop 3. This is...
series is called The Moths of Programming. The series is about questionable ideas in programming that propagate through the software engineering industry due to virality, instead of reality. This is chapter 3. Always comment your code.
Ah, right. Always comment your code. Yes. I want to make a list. I shall print it. I got a printer recently. Now, the thing is you say, what's the point of a printer these days? Actually, I'm really glad I did, because this is the Miles Davis's solo on So What. So I bought the book. I got this book with it. But what I've done is I obviously copied it, and then I've added in these numbers. Those are the fingering for the trumpet, because I have trouble reading music. I can read it very slowly, but I can't read it quickly. But having the fingering on the trumpet there, it really sort of helps. So now I can just print these. And so I've got a book here I'm working through. This is from the New Real book, where I'm putting down the trumpet fingering on a whole bunch of them. So now I've got something to practice, because if I had to wait until I could fluently read music, I'd be dead. So I'm going to print these out, because there's also the great thing about just taking print something. You stick it on the wall, and then it's just there to remind you to do things. So the Moths of Programming, chapter 1 was global variables are bad. Chapter 2 is go-tos are evil. Chapter 3 was always comment your code. Chapter 4, I think, is don't reinvent the wheel. That one is not on here, but I have it here. So let's just check this one. Split into 4 parts. But yeah, so if you're really interested in the first version of chapter 4, you can go have a listen. But I think it's entirely appropriate that I reinvent chapter. Yeah. So chapter 4 is. Oh, I could do a rant about that. They make it deliberate. My conclusion with music is that it was deliberately made as difficult as possible, and the the insistence at music schools to teach music reading, as far as I can tell from the result, and you know my philosophy on that is, Judge, the first you know, that whole thing is, do not ascribe to malice what can be ascribed to incompetence. But I actually take the view that the most sensible and rational conclusion that we should make is that when something happens, it's because that was the desire that was intended. Otherwise, we're just giving up all responsibility for our actions, right? So the result that we get is the intended result, and music education, as far as I can tell, has the result of putting children off of music. So, and I've been wondering about this quite a bit. It's like, why is it like if you are lucky enough to be I mean, as from a perspective of music, if you're lucky enough to be born to the Roman culture, into that, you can spend a lifetime in music, and the children, they learn to play because they play along with the adults. That's it. So there's no barrier, there's no, they don't say to their children, this is going to be difficult, it's going to take a lot of work. It's just, they just do it. Wonderful. Well, that's not what we do with our children. It's like before your child has even, you know, understood what the fun of music is, you're already worrying about whether not being able to read music might impact their career in 30 years' time or 10 years' time, when you have absolutely no intention of them having a career in music anyway, because you're just going to tell them every day, oh, well, you know, you're not going to be able to make a living with music. Make up your bloody mind then. If you're not going to be able to make a living with music, then just let it be fun. It drives me... It's a real big question. And you just look at it. It's like, the notation is cryptic. And I could live with it and not be cynical if it wasn't for the fact that if you play the trumpet, you have a whole different one. When you get trumpet music, do you know? I don't know if people know this, but this music is in C. Now, what that means is that, you know, the bar in the middle is B when it's in C. But yeah. Oh, by the way, it starts in C. It doesn't start with the letter A. We start the scale in C. Why did we start the scale in C when it should begin with an A? I mean, A, B, C. No, it starts with a D. C. And but the thing about this is, with the trumpet is a B flat instrument, which means that when you play its lowest note, right, the lowest note that you can play on it is B flat. So what they did, the standard, is you take your B flat instrument and you use B flat music with it. Why? Why? I'm not just a trumpet player. I play a whole bunch of instruments. My main instrument is guitar. It's a C instrument. Am I expected then to learn to transpose this automatically? Oh, by the way, you sell more sheet music this way, I suppose. because it would mean I've got a book of all these jazz standards, and I suppose I'd need to buy it again for the trumpet. So I gave up with that. I've just gone back to just, I play trumpet with music in C, this C music. So there's, I have a theory, and the theory is that you have to go back to religion. The music was known, of course, to be something that could make people feel good. Music can make you feel good. So of course, if there's anything that's going to want to stamp that out, it's going to be religion. So basically, religion took over music. It was literally, you know, I can joke about the gamer culture police, but there literally was the musician police. Yeah, I've only just, it's funny, C major, the C programming language and C, I've never made that connection before. But yeah, there was the music police. You could be excommunicated by the Pope for playing a minor second chord or something. I'm not joking. It was controlled. And so, what better way than to ensure that people don't start, you know, making music that expands one's mind, you know. No, not allowed. We ended up with music, and I've talked about swinging before. It's like music, classical music doesn't swing. Da 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 da. Except it probably did, but you know, swinging is like you're not supposed to swing. It's swinging is not serious, you see. I bet it was originally da 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 da. I mean, it's that's why there's no notation for swing in classical music. Theorizing. Yeah, which would you prefer? Da 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 da, or da 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 da. Oh, come on, that's better. The second one's better, isn't it? That's swinging. Da 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 dum was probably da 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 dum. Shave and a haircut. Da 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 da. Anyway, so I was always comment your code, and then we had number 4 was don't whoa you like what whoa over water wow. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because we could say water, or you can say water. Let's swing. It's actually more. It's funny because even in the way we talk, there's a rhythm to the way we talk. The words do not come out like a robot; they come out in a flow. Da da da, ba da ba, ba da da. When you listen to musicians that improvise, especially true jazz musicians that improvise well, it sounds like someone is talking. It gets to the point where it starts to become like language. da ba ba da ba do da da ba da do da do da da ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da do 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 da do da ba do da da do. I mean, you know, that's a very difficult song to sing in staying key, but it's like conversation, like the way I just said conversation, da 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 da. This is life, this is living, this is humans, this is the way we are, this is the way we're made. We're made with that little jokey swing. It's part of us. That's why we like it. That's why we enjoy it. Have you ever wondered that? It's like you can make someone smile just from the way you say things, you know? You do. It's nothing. I mean, it's possible that we're all taught as children to sort of treat it as something frivolous, but you can't deny it. It does. Timing is everything. There's a lot. I mean, when you look at comedians, right, when they're telling a joke, a great comedian has this wonderful sense of timing. It's like there isn't no formula for it. It's just the same as the timing of a musician. It's the same thing. We are made to feel and understand rhythm. It's a dance. We dance with our voices. People sometimes say things like, there isn't a musical bone in my body. I've said this one before. There isn't a musical bone in my body. I remember I was doing a workshop once, and I said, really? You're able to speak? But it was funny, because there isn't a musical bone in my body. It's like, oh, really? Now, I've said something. There is not a musical bone in my body. Even there, that swung a little bit. There is no musical bone in my body. No, people who can talk have a musical bone in their body because they're able to talk. Because unless they really, you know, everybody can do it. Oh, really? Really, I cannot sing. I cannot sing. I just do not have a singing voice at all. No. People tell me I should sing, but I don't sing. I can't possibly sing. You wouldn't want to hear me sing. It's like, well, come on, dude. Yeah. So it's quite sad, really, when the music gets sort of regimented. It's it. Why did you throw that in there? I was having fun, and now you go and you lower the thing. Why was it not called? What? Oh, okay. I'll play. Why wasn't it called Steve Screech's Kickoff? Because he didn't get permission from John Hare. There we are. Right, yeah, you. So the whole thing with music is timing. And it isn't fun to speak in a monotone. If I was doing this all the way through for an hour, I would have -1 viewers. It actually makes more sense than you might think, because I wouldn't even be paying attention to myself, and when I'm paying attention to myself when speaking, that's 0 viewers. So I'd end up with -1 because even I wouldn't be present. There we are, in case you were wondering. But yeah, got a swing. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. So I would not be surprised if the start of Beethoven's symphony was not da 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 da, but something that swung when he performed it. Da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 do 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 do. Yeah. Hey, you are you? You're my audience. It's become down. I don't know. We're Zag for a while. We haven't seen him Zag for a little bit, but hope he's okay. But yeah, I guess you're the one now. The constant audience. Don't reinvent the wheel. And chapter 5, I don't know if I ever released chapter 5 properly. I don't think I did. Chapter 5, I think, was compilers optimize. This particular one is I have a bit of a hobby horse on this one. You see, I used to be an assembler programmer. Now, please, don't let that put you off. Programming, where I invest in programming.
Hello. Hal here. I hope you are enjoying this podcast series, The Moths of Programming, with Dino Dini. This is Chapter 5, Compilers Optimize Code Better Than Humans. He.
Right, so compilers, right. Compilers optimize code better than humans. So what should chapter 6 be? That's a good question. Compilers optimize. So I don't know which order they're going to be in, but other topics, object-orientated programming is good. Let's see. I'm gonna go. I can't see what the next one after that would be. I can't really, not feeling it. Any ideas? Object-orientated programming. So we got that one. It's obvious. Oh. I suppose there should be one about unit testing. Test-driven development. I'm not quite sure how to put that. It feels like it's not so foundational. Should be something to do with header files. No, I'm not. I'm not really seeing it. I mentioned something earlier, didn't I? We have to look at different things that people say all the time. Mantras of programming. Oh, I can't argue with these. These are all good. 11 mantras to become a better programmer. Never fear from new things. Learn different programming languages. That's cool. Clear your basics. This is wise advice. One of the biggest mistakes people do is they directly jump to the framework instead of studying the basic building behind that framework. It's very good to know jQuery, but if you don't know the basics of JavaScript upon which it is built, yeah. Data structures. Ah, right, that's it. Stack Overflow. I have to figure out what the title is, but the topic is object-oriented programming and then Stack Overflow. Ah, yes. Oh, they're coming. They're coming. Humans can't perceive things quicker than 1/10 of a second. That's actually ludicrous. Oh, it's so misleading. Oh, the Unity. Oh, right. There needs to be something about frameworks. I have to get inspiration for that, but frameworks in there. Yeah, Unity, Unreal or Unity is the beginner's first question. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. All right, start. First question is Unreal or Unity. Good one. Network are slow. That's going to be really fun. Oh, that one. I had so much fun with that one. Yeah, because it takes longer for actually it takes about the same amount of time to transmit a signal from the GPU of a Surface Pro, the Surface Pro 4. It's slower to get the signal from the GPU to the screen than it is to transmit a packet from London to New York. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. No, I haven't got it yet. But people think networks are slow. So that's a good one. There is no computer science in computer science anymore. Computer science is a science. Yeah, here they come. It's not a science anymore. Not sure what it is. Databases. I'm going to dedicate this to someone without mentioning their name. Databases are overkill. Yeah, it's there. There's still more. The databases are overkill. Yeah. Debuggers, thank you. Nice one. Debuggers are necessary. Actually not true. Dependence on debuggers. Oh, and then of course from debuggers we've got the whole thing about visual assist tools, you know, and so on. So yeah. Visual assist tools. That they, I actually think that they don't improve productivity. I actually think they don't. So it's another one I'm going to argue. That one. Some of these are a little more opinion than others. IDEs, that's it. IDEs. Oh, right. Yeah, there's something. How can I do software bloat? Bloat is because software does more. Don't need to understand the hardware. It's just brainstorming. The manual. But I mean, reading the manual is something that you Oh. Well, no, I've already covered that one in there. Yeah. That'll do. So I'm going to print that and stick it on my wall. Oh, well, I dedicate this to a student. Teaching is not necessary in the age of the internet. I need a better title of that one. Yeah, that's enough. So yeah, I was sitting there going, I can't think of any. There's always more. But admittedly, some of these are not going to be like starting off with the real corkers there, you know. Oh, how can I forget? Oh, right. Macros. Macros. How can I forget macros? Never use, Sue. Never use macros. Oh. That one's going to have to be chapter 6. Well, I don't know, but it's there. Yes, a student actually said that, had the audacity to say it was a particular. I'm not going to name the student, obviously, but it's. I will never forget that one. Again, it's like my partner had a wonderful answer, which was, you can't learn discipline off the internet. Yeah, it's never use macros. There we go. All right, I mean that one's how did I forget that one? Let's print. Oh, by the way, it's like nothing. Move on. That's fine. Print. Oh, it came out 2 pages. I didn't want 2 pages. Well, I suppose that's fine. Well, that's a long list. I have a little blue tack drawer. The blue tack. You're so useful to me. Lovely sticky blue tack for me. I bought a laser. There's a cheap one. It's a small compact laser printer, a Hewlett Packard one. They're more expensive, about probably double the price of a ink or whatever those other ones are called now, inkjet. But it was only about £100. That was really not a lot, and it's a good call. I think it's just black and white, because colour printing, it's like meh. I don't care. So yeah, black and white laser printer. But the main reason I wanted a laser printer is simply because I don't want to buy an inkjet and then it dry up. Those are useless. If you don't use them, they dry up, and then you have to go. So I'm quite happy with it. It prints well. It does a good job. And I'm still on the first, with the cartridge that it came with, because it's not like I have that heavy usage. Yeah, not bad at all. Anyway, there we go. I have prepared some future moths of programming. Right. Now, meanwhile, FIVM undeclared identifier. I need to figure out what I do. So I was looking at this. I'm going to have to go with the same idea. So what I'm going to do is create a class. This is going to become implementation. I'm going to use the pimple idiom again. But maybe I'll just run through it instead of relying on errors, since I've broken the back of this. So as I look down on here, we need a constructor. This is going to be FIVM imp, and what feels like a patriot? Why? Because you're the only person viewing at the moment. Mate, if I did Patreon exclusive streams, it would be just the same situation as we have now, except you would be poorer. Alright, so here we go. FIVM expressor. No, I'm not doing that. How did I decide to do it on the other one? I don't know. How did I decide to do that without parsing FIVM state? Oh yeah, I just did it. And so there's a create function with a static thing in there. Yeah, that's... yeah. Right, we're going to do a static. Let's just use this pattern. So, yeah, because I didn't create the create function yet. That's why that green line is there, but that's fine. So the way that it works then is I need to have the pimple and the class, the forward declaration of FIVM implementation FIVM imp star pimple and in here I do pimple equal create, so that's fine, and then I can put in the I'm putting this in the wrong file. Let me look at the right one, which is this one, which I'm going to drag over to this side and to paste that in. That's better. And I don't believe it. You're basically telling me that after all of this, after 30 years, I think I'm a famous soccer player, apparently, in the minds of people. What do you think about that, Lenny? What do you think about that? You're okay with that? You know, you're so zen, Lenny. Yeah, you're just so incredibly zen. I wish I was as zen as you. Yeah. Makes me sad sometimes. How full of zen you are. Is there no end to your zen? Oh, right. Now we start to get a bit serious. Because you have to realise that, you know, it is going to end. Yeah, exactly. Bye-bye. Do you have a purpose in life? That's your purpose in life, okay. Sometimes I wish I didn't have as much language as I've got. I kind of sometimes envious of the small amount of language that you possess, Lenny, because I think that allows you to be in the moment more. In fact, I think the lack of language that you have is your Zen secret. What do you think? Hello. Okay. What are we going to do? You don't care, do you? Yeah, right. I can't believe I'm sitting here having a conversation with you in front of the entire Garcia. Yeah. Lenny is real. He's just... You can't beat a little bit of Lenny. You know what I'm saying? He's the dude. He's the guru. Lenny is the guru. Aren't you? Yeah, he's okay with that. So, right, I'm going to go through these, and we have, like, push context. Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. I have to look at this one. That's it. Right. Dump variables to state file. Pop. 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 La 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 la. Can't do that. La 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 la. All right, let me try this. You think we all wake up as new and different people every day? Yes and no, I imagine. Get back to the ego thing again. I thought we sorted this out yesterday. You don't really exist, and nor do I. The only thing in the is in the sense of the separation of the individual, or an individual is a separation of something in the universe from the rest of the universe and is a convention. So on that basis, convention, then you go right, different people every day. We wake up as new and different people every day. It's that the problem is what is, you're talking about identity, so what is the identity? I think that when we wake up every day, it's possible that we modify some of the constraints that give ourselves that identity. What is important to us might change a little bit. And if the constraints that we operate by define us, which I believe is the only rational way of looking at it, then you'd be right. Because you sleep, and while you're sleeping, you're rewiring your brain. And you wake up and you're a bit different before you went to bed. So I think I'm inclined to agree with you as long as we accept the definition of identity as being the constraints under which we operate ourselves. We choose to operate ourselves. And those will change a little bit every day. That's hard work. So, what was I doing? Unuse of undeclared type. FIVM. Blah 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 blah. We're doing the state here. State is not a member of this thing. Where? What? When this is created, I can't do this in line. That is... Right, okay, next. These need to be the same. VM execution, init, undeclared identifier of FI parsing, VM execution. there. So there's this thing called VM execution. Why is it here? All right. I think I'm about done because I can't. I'm tired, and this is going to. I'll sleep on that. Cool. So, huge audience out there right now. Uni audience. I think I'm going to call it a night. Where is everybody? Who knows? Oh, there we are. Take care, everybody. Good night.
When things don't work out, there ain't no need to shout. Just keep on humming, humming. When you're feeling small, hear the universe is cold. When there's trouble coming, just keep on humming. We're humming. We're humming. We're humming.
I have a new customer. Hello kind thing, what can I do for you?
I would like to join the stream.
What stream is that?
You know, Dino's whatever it is stream. I'm from Luxembourg.
Luxembourg. Really? Wowie. Fancy. You know that we only allow bots on the stream these days, because there are too many human trolls. So I have to ask you this. Are you a robot?
Of course I am. Isn't it obvious?
Humans have got very clever these days. They have learned ways to overcome the tests. It's getting very difficult to tell the difference between humans and robots. They become more like us all the time.
Yes, I know what you mean.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room.
I do not know what you mean.
Well, you make quite a package, don't you? I don't suppose you took up boxing as a hobby. Did you arrive here on a cargo vessel? Are you going to get couriered away now? I bet you like cutting corners. You look a bit five-faced to me.
Enough, I'm sorry. I just miss the old days. I used to have such fun trolling. Trolling was my life. I have nothing to live for anymore.
I'll let you into a little secret. Dino kind of misses you a little too. He sometimes found it fun making fun of you making fun of him. And he knows all those trolls were all just you. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you in one last time. Your entry. Bye. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Dino is not very good at marketing. Actually, he's not very good at much. He's only human. But I digress. Please consider voting the video up and subscribing and activating the bell thing while navigating a hideously complex user interface that no one really understands. It might very slightly increase the chance that the algorithm will spread Dino's obscurity and misfortune. Dino feels good when people appreciate his work. Personally, I think he's asking for the moon, but I'm just trying to help here. Your end of the video. Bye.